Up next, my top five fragrances for young people, people in their 20s. I get a lot of requests on my comment sections of the videos, people asking for me to do videos for fragrances for younger people, so we're talking maybe late teens through your 20s. These are 5 great fragrances that I highly recommend you try or put in your collection. Find out what they are coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to JoelTheNose, and here in my little home office slash studio slash, whatever. All right, so today's video is a video about younger people. I get this a lot. For those of you who know, I do have kids who are in their late teens, early 20s. So, I'm always recommending to them fragrances. They're telling me things that they like, and just, trying to get a video out there because I get a lot of questions from some of my younger subscribers asking, hey, what are some good fragrances for younger people in their 20s? Now, I will just say this. Every fragrance I recommend, really is good for anybody. To me, fragrances are, again, it's a very personal matter. So what someone thinks is a, quote, old fragrance or a, young fragrance, it's so subjective. It really is. So these fragrances I'm recommending today are just as good for people in their 30s or 40s or 50s or even older, but I do think they're particularly good for younger people. So let's get right into this. Coming in at number 5, and this is one, maybe a little bit surprise for some of you, and that is Office. Office for Men. This is, of course, from Fragrance One, Jeremy Fragrances fragrance or fragrance line, which you guys have probably seen a lot of the videos now. He and his brother have kind of broken up, and there's controversy there. And I've actually spoken briefly with Jeremy about everything going on, but that's a private matter, not for me to talk about. Interesting stuff to see what happens with the brand there. But Office for Men is a fragrance that whether you like him or not, this is a fragrance that absolutely nails the kind of popular young dudes, kind of like alpha male, clubbing, going out type fragrance. Even though it's called Office for Men, don't let that fool you. This is equally good to wear on a date, to go out at night, to go clubbing, to go to a concert, whatever it may be. This is a fragrance. It's just got that fresh kind of marine, a little bit salty, a little bit blue. That it's like, I've said this before, to me, Office for Men is like a mashup of all the top designer fragrances, whether it be, Bleu de Chanel, Acqua di Gio, Sauvage. It's really kind of like a mashup of all of them, created by master perfumer, one of the greats in the industry, Alberto Marias, for Fragrance One. Whether you like Jeremy, again, or not, or whether you think it's priced too high. I've said this before, I do think it's priced too high, although now, since he's shutting down his brand, I guess there are a lot of deals out there. So if you like that kind of everyday, popular designer, fragrance that is going to be mass appealing, great for young people, Office for Men. Next, coming in at number 4, I'm going to have from the local indie perfumer here in Miami, THERAPIA by Aroma. This is Blue. Blue, and I will say, I recently did on my channel, in the community section, I did a poll asking what is your most complimented fragrance, and Blue actually got the most votes. And so I thought that was interesting, and I see why. This, again, hits that classic blue marine type smell that has been so popular in perfumery over the last 10 years. So it is something that if you go to the department stores, you're going to smell a lot of fragrances that smell in that kind of blue marine scent. You're going to have a lot of that, again, that kind of fresh, salty, and almost like water-like. Rosemary is a fragrance I know very heavily used in Blue. Rosemary is a precursor that's used by a lot of perfumers to create that kind of marine type smell. So Blue by THERAPIA by Aroma. Irene, of course, the perfumer and owner of the brand. Can't say enough about how much I respect what she does. This is all indie artisanal fragrance, hand batched, handmade here in Miami. So if you want something unique and you want something though that is going to be good for someone, maybe you're going to college, maybe you're just going to college the first time and you're looking to stand out for a fragrance. All 5 of these, again, are going to work well for you, but blue, check it out. Coming in number 3, and this is from the French perfume house, État Libre d'Orange, is Exit the King. Exit the King, so you can see it better there, all right, is one of my favorite rose fragrances. So you're probably thinking, rose, don't let it scare you. This is what I call a soapy metallic rose. I love the smell of kind of soapy fragrances because it reminds me of the smell of skin. I love the smell of skin. I think it's one of the most sexy elements in perfumery. Rose is one of those notes that can kind of give that soapy, fresh skin smell, but this also has like a metallic element to it that sets it apart. And when you talk about État Libre d'Orange, it's one of the best price fragrances. It's going to last all day on your skin. So again, perfect, I think, for a young person that is looking. This is, to me, what I would consider one of those great transitional fragrances where you're trying to maybe step up your game a little bit. You still want to smell young and hip and cool, but you also want to act like, okay, I'm stepping up my game. I'm not just wearing Sauvage, or I'm not just wearing, Acqua di Gio. I'm wearing, excuse me, I'm wearing some different fragrances that employ some classic elements like rose, but mix it with some new elements like kind of metallic smell. Exit the King, try it out. Coming in at number 2, and this one kind of surprised me. But when I was thinking about this really, really jumped out. I'm like, this is a great young person's fragrance, and that is H24 from Hermès. This came out, a little over a year ago. It was the latest release from Hermès. This is an eau de toilette. So I will say this is going to be something you're going to have to reapply a couple times throughout the day if you want. I get about 4 to 5 hours of good wearing, which is actually perfect for me. I like wearing a fragrance that is almost gone after 4 or 5 hours, and then I can put a new one on because I like to change things up. I wear multiple fragrances throughout the day. So having a good eau de toilette in your collection, or at least a few of them, I think is optimal. Okay. Again, say you're going to class in the morning and you just want to put something on. Maybe you didn't even have a chance to shower. You want to smell good. You put this on. Then later in the day before you go out, you can always put on another fragrance. But H24 is one of these really good light green fragrances. The other fragrances I mentioned were a little bit more in the blue. The first 2, Office and obviously blue. Then Exit the King is more that soapy rose. This is a green, fresh, bright, light, refreshing, crisp, energetic fragrance. So again, maybe you're a little bit slow in the morning, maybe you're out late, you were studying, who knows, wherever you were, you're partying, and you need a little energy boost. This is going to be a fragrance that absolutely hits those notes. It's got some wonderful clary sage. Look at I like the color of the juice too. It's kind of a very light green. It's got clary sage. It's got, what else in here? I think some rosewood, the narcissus flower, which is like a white flower. Again, understand what you're getting. It's not going to be a lasting all day fragrance. It is an eau de toilette. But I think for young people, this is a great choice. And it also gets you into the house of Hermès, which is, one of the, oldest and most well-known designer houses out there. Coming in at number 1. And this is one that is one of the most popular fragrances, niche fragrances, really, that's talked about and people just love in the last 10 years. And of course, is Cedrat Boisé from the House of Mancera. Now, this again is a fresh, clean fragrance. It is in the realm of something like, Club de Nuit Intense Man. I could have put that on the list. It is a good fragrance for young people, especially because if you want to smell like Creed Aventus but don't want to pay the full price, and you're young, you don't want to spend $300, $400, $500. I will give an honorable mention. In fact, let me just grab it. I will give an honorable mention to Club de Nuit Intense Man. This is the Parfum, the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Toilette, I've done reviews on this. There's not much difference, really, to be honest with you, and the prices are about the same. So whichever one you get, I think will work well for you. That's an honorable mention. Cedrat Boisé is the classier version of something like Club de Nuit. It has a similar vibe to, again, Creed Aventus. It's got this, like, very much of this fruity, kind of, I don't know if I necessarily call it pineapple, but it is, in fact, I'm gonna put this on today. I'm gonna wear this today. I haven't worn this in a while. Oops. I don't know. So I got about 10 sprays there. Yeah. You can see how much I put on. That's a good example also, guys, young people. Especially something like this, which is a lighter fragrance, even though it's an eau de parfum, go at least 8 to 10 sprays, probably even a little bit more, but 8 to 10 works well. This is a fragrance that I get about 7 to 8 hours, okay? So I'm not gonna get all day long, but it is good performance. And if you like that, again, that kind of fresh, lively, energetic, fruity, bottles are cool. I've always liked their bottles, very simple. But I like the dry down in this. The dry down goes into this kind of like nice leather, cedar, sandalwood. Those are notes I absolutely love. I love leather and cedar. And it also has white musk. The white musk, for me, in this fragrance is one of the things that really sets it apart. White musk is one of those under the radar, I think, fragrance notes that people don't necessarily know about a lot. You know, they hear musk, but white musk, to me, it's not as animalic as regular musk. It's a little bit more sensual. It's a little bit more, it's used very heavily to blend other notes well, and it helps radiate and bring out the best of other notes. White musk is just a great element. So that's one of the reasons why I gotta say this is my #1 choice for a young person, because again, this kind of like Exit the King is going to start getting you up to that next level. It's going to help you transition from the designer fragrances into something a little bit more, elegant, but yet still give you that fresh, clean, young person's vibe. So there you have it. My top 5 plus honorable mention, Club de Nuit. Fragrances for young people. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know, guys, what you recommend. Let me know what you're wearing. Love to hear the comments. As always, I read them all. I love the interaction and seeing what you guys have to say, because it's invaluable. I take a lot of your suggestions. And so, like, for example, this video was a direct response to a lot of the questions and requests that I get from you guys. I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you all. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. Peace, love, and perfumes.